get your 15 minutes of fame. Let me tell you, keeping it real, keeping it rude. It's through the eyes of ReW, keeping it real, keeping it rude. ReWandWho? What's that you say?
All right, we are here with a very, very exciting guest that we're so happy that you can join us. It's, you want to introduce him?
This is Mr. WaLTeR LuRe
Yeah.
from the Waldos and Operators.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You have a lot of fans.
It does.
People really love you.
They do.
Well, you brought joy to them through music and through your craft. Yes, look at you. You're so crafty. I love your style. Do you often wear a tie like that?
On stage, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. On stage.
This is my stage tie.
Oh, fine. I'm good. Wow. So where were you born?
Well, New York.
Yeah? Do you remember like what hospital?
I think the thing has been destroyed, so, but it's Mary Immaculate in Queens.
Okay.
Jamaica.
So you were a Queens boy.
Yes, I grew up in Queens.
And were you friends with all those boys?
No, those were around, I suppose.
Yeah, I was a Queensboro. I was from Jackson Heights.
Oh, Jackson Heights. Yeah, Johnny Thunder was from Jackson Heights. And,
Both.
And then showing off from us.
Yeah. So did you go to high school with them?
No, I was a few years older than them, and I went to high school.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we want to hear you. So when did you meet Johnny Thunders?
Actually, for years, I would see Johnny at every went to. It was always down the Fillmore, because I would always go to the Friday night late shows after taking LSD all day up in the Bronx. And I'd go to the late shows at the Fillmore and with friends, and I'd always go to see, the bands I liked, the British bands mostly. Of course, I got stuck seeing the Grateful Dead 100 times. I always had to be on the same bill, some band I wanted to see. I always falling asleep. But Johnny, it never failed. I'm thinking, I ever went to a concert that John was in there. I saw him at Woodstock, of all places, the Atlantic City Pop Festival, Newport Folk Festival, 2 years ago. Johnny was always there with Janice or whoever his girlfriend was at the time. And they always had those English clothes on that were school Tommy Granny takes a trip type stuff, or whatever they were supposed to. And so we would sort of get to know one another, but we never even spoke. And then finally when I was in that band Demons, the lead singer, Elliot, may he rest in peace, was a drug dealer who supplied the dolls with a lot of drugs. So we shared their rehearsal logs. And it was, and unbeknownst to me at the time, the dolls were in the middle of breaking up. So that was how Jerry and Johnny came to the Demons' first show at Club 82 down in 4th Street, the old Dyke Bar, whatever it's called back then, but it was a great place, and it was a showcase of bands. So it was my first day with the Demons, and that night John pulled me over the side after the show and said, "You want to join the band?" And I didn't know that they hadn't broken up with the dolls yet, and then that was the beginning of the Heartbreakers. Although it took a month or two before I got to the Heartbreakers, it was auditioning with people. So.
Yeah, that was my store right upstairs.
Oh, really?
82 Club. Yeah,
Okay,
on
yeah.
4th Street and 2nd Avenue.
Small world.
Yeah, he was in there every day, every morning.
What had you make of mornings?
Yeah,
So what is your beauty secret? Like, how are you so healthy?
I haven't a clue, really.
Really?
Today I had, what did I have? I had an apple, I had a banana, I had a croissant, I had, soup.
That sounds
Italian
like
wedding
all
soup.
healthy stuff.
That's all healthy.
So you don't eat a lot, do you?
From time to time. I don't eat a lot.
Did you ever? You took a lot of drugs, though.
Yeah, well, when
Then you didn't eat.
certain drugs you would eat more than others.
No,
Yes.
you just mentioned in how you see Johnny at all the concerts, but
Right.
I went to a lot of concerts too back then, and stuff. But I remember the first time I noticed you. And that
Really?
was outside. That
When
was
they get dancing in
outside.
the streets.
Outside Carnegie Hall, waiting to see David Bowie the first time.
Okay,
He came to the United States. I went to school around the corner
Oh, really?
at Quintana's. And, you know, Sil was there. Well, we weren't there, but we went to school there. But we were never there. We just show up and head out to the park and party. But that was, I think, the first time Bowie came to America and did a concert, actually, instead of just a press tour. And me and you were standing outside talking about trying to get in and stuff. Yeah. Do you remember going to see that show at all?
I've never seen the show. It was the first time somebody Ron said.
Yeah. That was a great show.
It's kind of old.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you were wearing?
No, I haven't a clue. Yeah, something
Close.
loud and gaudy or something like that.
How long was your hair then?
It was probably fairly long back then. It was still in the hair days. You know,
Yeah.
before. In fact, when we joined the Heartbreakers, you know, one of the first things they pulled, they sort of discreetly said that WaLTeR hair's a little too long. But meanwhile,
Wow.
John's hair with that fucking
Yeah.
rat's nest he always had in the dolls. It took about 3 years to get John to cut his hair down to a sort of a more.
So they had to dress.
Sort of, you know. There was
They took
DE,
pride.
you
They
know,
took pride in what they were.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, it was the wave of the future at the time.
Yeah.
And
So did you have a favorite show that you opened for or someone opened for you? Can you remember like your favorite like bill?
Favorite? No. There was quite a few over the years.
All right, well there you can name a few. Standout ones.
More the shows. I mean, we played a great show with Blondie at the Academy of Music. We did great shows with the RoCKtoBeR and a few
Oh,
other. And
nice.
Susie and the Banshees over in England. I mean, all over England. But in London, there was Woodstock at the Rainbow. And,
Huh. I was at the Rainbow in Finsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite Heartbreaker gigs in the Village Gate. Those were low.
And there is a recording that was unearthed that's going to be out soon on Cleopatra in, I don't know, the next few months. Something like that.
From the Village Gate?
Yeah, those
All
guys.
right.
Wow.
Those-
Lost tapes, huh?
I hate using that word.
It's sort of like rough because it came from a cassette tape
Of
with the
course.
soundboard, and we blew out the soundboard both nights that weekend. But,
Somebody
we blew out
named
the
it.
PA, but that's it. Actually, the girl who took the sound taped it. Unbeknownst to us through all these years. But
Wow. That's so nice.
Yeah, it would be fun to hear. Well,
Have you heard it? So-
Yeah, I've heard it. I was involved in it since.
Oh, cool. That's cool. So are you enjoying playing?
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good
Release?
It's a good Mr. Hyde to my daytime Dr. Jekyll, so it keeps me gainfully, enjoyably, well, not gainfully employed, so to speak, but more gainfully involved. And I'm heading off to England on Friday night for some shows over there for a week.
Good for you.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
like
back for the Beast.
Bourbon.
It's a Turban show on
Yeah.
the 18th.
Wow. So like, if you ever thought, did you write your memoir?
Yes and no. I mean, I've been zillions of people have told me I
I'm
should
sure.
write a book because I'm always telling people stories
Yeah.
of salacious, lewd, lascivious type stories from back in those days. I just never got around the time. So when I stop working, probably in the near future, or retire or something like that, I will probably, maybe, hopefully,
Yeah.
sit down and write something.
Yeah, because you could just talk it into a voice thing.
It's like a
Yeah.
tape recorder.
Yeah, one of
It's
those
always-
things. Yeah,
They
like
don't have tape anymore.
it's all digital now. Exactly. You don't need to use a cassette player. Yeah, because maybe like even on the plane or something while you're flying, because your stories are really important. And today happens to be National Homemade Cookie Day, and we'll share some cookies with you to get one of those salacious. How did you?
Lascivious.
Yeah, one of those. Can we get one of those stories, please?
Lewd, lascivious,
Yes.
salacious.
God, you're so good at adjectives.
Drunk things that are funny.
Yeah. What was your favorite acid?
Maybe
Like
you
what
used to be an
names?
altar boy? Maybe you used to be an altar boy?
No, I actually tried, but I failed.
Did you drink the wine?
Well, I never got to the altar. You had to study at Latin and shit to take these tests, and I was just,
Yeah.
I couldn't pass the test. It's too
So let's hear a lewd, salacious.
salacious. Salacious.
Salacious. Yeah. I know.
I can't think of other than the sex stories of people ODing and little sex. And,
Where was that?
That sounds good.
It's
That's
some flop house somewhere in New York or England somewhere. But it was more like,
Back in those
yeah,
days.
back in the days it'd be a haze.
Yes, of course.
Well, the best was this girl I actually fell in love with in
Okay.
London for a couple of.
Do you remember her bloody name?
Yeah, it was Carol, and her last name was Chubby Forever Hidden from the Ages.
That's
But-
fine.
But she was nice, and but I went home with her, and I was at a party. I met her at a party, and I was so in the morning. I mean, she was very good looking, blah blah blah. So I ended up. I didn't know where I was. I walked in the morning, I knew where it was. I didn't know her name, so I had to go looking for a mail to find out what her name was. So I could tell her her name. I'm walking down the hallway, and this is 1977. Walking down the hallway, and out of it's a pretty big flat in Kensington. Another one of the doors comes a little blonde kid. It's cute and stuff. She was sort of dark. I said, okay, so I'm a little blonde kid. And then next door, another kid comes out, but he's jet black. So I'm going, what the fuck am I in a daycare center or something like that? This is like weird. And it turns out that she had a couple of husbands, but I ended up living there for like 6 months or something like that. I think that was as long as I ever lasted.
Wow.
It was pretty outrageous. So that was, and then she was actually quite attractive and got along pretty well.
Now, did you leave any of
And
the
she
rules?
was also a dope dealer on the
Oh,
side.
well, that makes it
It
lovely.
would tell, but I didn't know it at the time.
Well, you found out pretty soon,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Exactly, because London is good for
soon
that.
moved on to the harder stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was already there. I had to move.
Yeah, only when it gets to a point where you feel like it's
Relationship
time.
made in hell.
Or not.
Yeah, no, it's actually quite. We got along quite well for 6 months, which is a record for me. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I lived in Kensington and London for a little while.
Really, yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, it's a lovely little area.
It's off the. It's out of sight now, or off
Oh,
the.
now, yeah, it's like New York now. It's like those neighborhoods are just like,
Even back
what?
then, even back then, London was more expensive than New York, and now it's just getting worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got to go to Carnegie Street and do all that stuff when the Beatles were still together.
Wow.
It was just out
Yeah,
of sight.
a record company was actually a Converse, so that track record, so we called it the old song.
Conduit Street.
Carnaby.
Carnaby Street.
Conduits in Brooklyn.
Conduits in Brooklyn? It's all overseas to me. Brooklyn is overseas,
This is
You
true.
gotta
Another world.
go over the river, right?
I remember going into the Marquee Club late at night. All the bars like close at like 1 o'clock.
In England?
Yeah,
they close it early.
and to me it was only like 7 o'clock at night, and I just arrived on the plane. So I'm drinking brains out. All of a sudden, it's like, what do they call it?
Last
Undercover,
call.
the undercover cops over there, CID, or
Yeah.
they're trying to get me, to sell me some kind of spice, that looks like hash, but it wasn't. They're trying to get the yank. Yeah, but I turned the tables on them. I said, "Oh, let me hold on to that. I'll give you the money." And that just never came back.
Wow.
Ripping off the police, not a good idea.
Yeah, well, I left.
Wow. Did you ever drive?
No,
Yeah, on the
no.
wrong side of the road?
I was up on the studio once. I walked outside and after a while you get so confused you don't know which is left or right.
Exactly.
So I'm looking both ways. Of course, I'm looking the wrong way and this van knocks me over.
Oh, no.
It wasn't like it needs to be dead on. It's side swiping, but it's just annoying.
I know, it's confusing, right?
Not-
So you're going to England on Friday,
Right.
and then you have Beast of Bourbon. Do you have other shows coming up?
We have Brooklyn County Music on November 8th or something like that. It's some sort of
Classy.
special festival or something.
Bam. Nice.
And then back at Barry Electric on December 5th.
Good for you. When's your birthday?
April 22nd.
Okay, so you're a Taurus or you're a Cusp?
I thought it was a boo.
Yes, you are. You are. And I just can't think enough about, would you like a cookie?
No, you can't. And this is Grandma. I got stuck in a cookie.
This is the traffic, and this is in Florida. These have cranberries and something, and these are chocolate chips.
The bamboo cow patties. I mean, the Mumbai cow patties.
What? Here's a root beer if you prefer that.
This is like a disembodied testicle.
Well, then do you want two? Because
Also, besides the
Here's
stuff
another.
coming out from the Village Gate, you got any new material you're working on? Are you coming along with some new songs?
Well, I actually did some collaborations with some guys. Binky Phillips in the choir.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This guy Randy Platt, he played with a lot of heavy metal bands and stuff like that. And Bobby Rondinelli, who's a well-known drummer in that circle.
How's that all feel?
Well, the songs are pretty cool. So it actually got me to write a few new songs that I would, because I was getting lazy. So I just really pushing it on the song too.
Yeah, you got to keep your hand on the fire. You know? You gotta
Yes,
keep
true.
your hand in the fire.
You have to work it. You get lazy, you want to do it anymore.
It's
Yeah,
true. But sometimes
it's
I
annoying.
never pick up a guitar.
It was good.
That's good.
Mhm.
Well,
Well,
it's
that's
such a
great that you came
pleasure
down.
to have you visit us because you are a living legend, and a lot of people were very looking forward to seeing you on the show, and we're very thrilled that you are visiting us.
It's glad to be here. It's a nice
So,
place.
yeah.
You've been here before, huh?
I'm sure I have, but I just don't remember. And probably
But
some,
there must have been a good night.
yes, there's probably some drug out haze in the old days. Like that.
Yeah, well, you know, it kept you going and it kept you young, so I guess the fermentation was good for you.
There was someone told me once that if you stay on heroin for 30 years, it's like a embalming fluid. You don't age, but if you're an alcoholic for 30 years, it shows all over your face and body. So if you're gonna take drugs, take heroin because you just feel live longer. I guess. Because you both like normal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, LuRe, thank you so much. I want to thank Bicyle Joe for a lovely show. Thank you so much and for helping us all the time. David Godless, it's a pleasure. You're the $1 Million Man. Crystal King, thank you for visiting. Joff Wilson, Puma Pearl, Black Swan, East Suburban. New York Junk, WaLTeR Lore, thank you so much. Caroline Stewart, you know how I feel about you. Hoop, thank you so much. Otto
And
Shrunken
ReWandWho.
Head, mwah. We'll see you
ReWandWho.
next week. Thank you.
What's that you say? Keeping it real, keeping it you. What's that you say? Keeping it real, keeping it rude.